All right, here we go.
All right.
I want to go missing. I need a prescription. I want to go higher. Can I sit on top of you? Number 154. Okay, episode number 154 of the Short of Fate podcast. We're having honest and necessary conversations. Conversations that you might not be having at your local Sunday morning service. I am one of your hosts, Tech, along with
Fred Green
and
Jay Blunt.
What up, fellas? We are tardy for the party today. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. But how's everybody doing? You guys are well?
Yeah. Good.
I'm going to let
Hanging
y'all
in there
know
today.
right now. I've been with Jason Blunt for the past 30 minutes. He's very aggressive, okay? If he yells at you, if he smacks me, okay, just know it's only a taste of what I've been experiencing for the past
You're going to
30
get
minutes.
every bit of this 40%.
See what I'm saying? But yes, I feel like, I'm announced today. Last week, we were talking about churches and we were talking about Palmly.
Mm-hmm. Which is what?
Yeah, which is a, come on. You think I know how to say this? I do. It's a church app.
Mm-hmm.
It's a church multi. Where I get multi from? It's a church.
You want me to help?
Yeah, help
Okay.
me.
So Palmly is an app
Come on, somebody.
that places people
People. I'm people.
with the church or churches that they prefer. They match. They're
Right.
matchmakers for people and churches. So
Exactly what I said.
you signed up
Multi-match.
for one?
I signed up for one. I signed up for one, and they found a church.
A match for you.
A match for me.
Did the church contact you?
They did not contact me.
Okay.
But I did have an option on there where I could have a liaison,
Okay.
where I guess they would show me around the church, XYZ.
Okay.
So this Sunday,
Church liaison.
if you're listening, maybe I should pull it up. Should I pull it up? No, it's fine. This Sunday, if you're listening, I'm coming to Glee Church.
Glee Church. Okay.
Now, Glee Church is close, so I know some people who know them, but I'm going to Glee Church in Maryland. So I'm gonna be there this Sunday, thanks to Palmly.
Okay.
And then I found out who the CEO is, Palmly is, so I'm gonna hit him up this week, see if we can get him on the podcast, talk about Palmly and rebuke Fred, okay, for attacking this man's hard-earned app. It's actually a black-owned app
Really?
based in Atlanta.
Seriously?
Yes, from 2018.
That's what's up.
I don't know why Fred hates black-owned businesses.
Don't say that.
Pulled up some reviews
Okay, what?
for the church.
Don't talk about my new church. Okay, so
Let me ask you a quick question.
Uh-huh.
How long did it take since you signed up to where you was matched?
I think about a week because it got to me today. I literally got the email today,
Okay.
and they were like, "Hey, bro, we found you a church."
Got you.
So I'm gonna be at Glee Church.
Glee Church.
So
Now it ties into the conversation we had last week. Your family coming with you. You just going.
nah, Debbie, no, she ain't one.
Okay. You just go by yourself. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Y'all did almost give me in trouble last week. I had to,
How did we
get
get
you
I
in
had to
trouble?
clarify some things that you guys made it
Whoa.
sound like I was saying.
Wait, how did we clarify? No.
I had to clarify
There's some
There
things
you
that
go.
you said.
some things that you guys made it seem like I was
We
saying.
were asking questions, bro.
No, I caused me problems in my house.
Listen,
Just like
that
Tim,
should
remember two
that
times
should tell you what you need to know right there.
that I'm about to start being like Tim Allen. Saints and they said, "What's the app again?" It's called Palmly. So Palm.
PALMLY.
Yeah, there you go, Palmly.
Palmly, like the palm.
And
of your hand.
they match you. They ask you some questions. What type of church you're looking for? XYZ. And then
You
they
gonna-
take about a week. Come on, if
Mm-hmm.
it took a week, maybe they did deep research,
maybe.
and then they come back like, "Hey, You should go to this church. So Glee Church.
I'm excited to see.
If you see
what
a big
the
big
verdict
dude
is.
sitting there quiet, not talking to nobody, not wanting to be bothered, that is absolutely me. Yes, Palmer, you got it, Trina. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I am very curious.
So Glee Church.
Shout
Shout out to Glee Church.
Shout out to Glee Church. It
for,
seems like a young church.
Yeah,
Okay.
they seem like a young church, multicultural.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah, they're fashionable.
They're fashionable.
Love those fashionable churches.
I'm coming. We're gonna be there.
And says at Glee Church, you're empowered to be your authentic self.
Come on, somebody.
Here you can discover and live your purpose every day.
Come on.
Let's go.
So shout out to Glee Church. That's an interesting name.
I'm sure it probably stands for something. It's probably like God loving every.
I disagree.
I mean, what do you think? They just break out a song in the middle of the sermon as a group?
See, you already starting on.
All right, but I'm looking forward to a Glee Church in Bowie.
Okay.
I'm gonna be there, quiet.
You gonna tell us how your experience was when you come?
No, because what if it's bad? I'm not gonna say whether it's bad.
What
No,
time
no,
is
true,
the
true,
service
true,
start?
true, true.
I'm
That's
gonna
good.
go.
That's true.
I'm gonna go with you.
I'm
I'm gonna go with him.
No.
Hey, oh wait, I gotta go out of town.
Yes,
I'm
thank
going
you,
out
Lord
of town.
Jesus.
You got lucky.
Thank you, Lord.
I was going to show up at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
on Sunday.
10 a.m. Shout out to Glee.
He was legitimately scared.
He was so nervous.
Dude, I was that.
Yo.
Jason be over there talking there and start conversations. I'm in and out, Glee. I'm coming in and then I'm rolling out. I don't want to go to no.
He not there to volunteer. He not there for
I mean,
nobody
just
and
the first
nothing.
day.
You visit.
I don't send
He's
me
not
to
there
the
to
room.
be gleeful.
You know the little room they send you to at the end?
Yeah.
Like you go to I don't want to go to that room.
I don't think. Well, they might have.
I know,
that.
but do people still do that?
No, that's like the thing.
Delight, great delight. That's
Take
the
you to the
definition
room.
of Glee.
All right, so praise God for that.
What's up?
I feel like it was something else I wanted to talk about today.
Bro,
What?
you should have. I'm so nervous for Glee.
Why?
Because, bro, they should. I don't. Did they ask you about your personality?
I'm not going. I'm quiet. I'm not going to say anything.
You also avoid. You don't want to be around nobody,
Exactly. So they got to worry about me.
bro. These people look like loving people.
They go like, "Why is that dude not like us?"
Nah.
I love you, Glee. I don't want to talk to you.
You like the amputee that likes long walks on the beach.
What? I told you you've been like this all day.
You don't even like people for you asking for one thing, but you don't even want to be around people.
Okay, all right. That's Jay the Blood.
That's weird. That's what he is.
Jay the Blood on Instagram. Okay, if Beyonce had to take spaz out, you in trouble.
That's me.
Speaking of Beyonce, come on, somebody. Saints and Nate, by the way, says Glee gonna make all the guests stand up and give words. Oh man.
Oh, that
Oh,
would
my
be
gosh.
hilarious.
They like family. Do we
That-
have it? Do
they
we have
did
any
used to do
guests?
that.
They
at
used to
church.
do that.
We got
at
any
church.
guests here today?
I was like, no. I'm gonna lie in the middle of the church.
Look at the guy with the frown on.
Like, are there any guests?
Turn that frown upside down.
Did everybody?
Glee Church. That's the,
That would be.
That is a good point. I hope they don't do that. Praise God for them. Just I might come in
I'm
late
excited.
just for that.
You can't come in.
you
late
want to
on your
walk
first
in
day,
after
dog.
everything's done?
You gotta come in. You gotta see the praise and worship. You gotta do all that.
I think it's gonna feel from the photos I looked at made me think of like my old church a little bit. So
When,
like a young version of my old church, which
it's-
is a good thing.
it seems like another church, but I'm not. I'm gonna just go, and I won't say my experience is good or bad. But if down the line you see me at Glee, it was good.
Well, we'll say. Well, you could tell us next week if you believe the match was successful, or if you you see why they matched you to that church. You don't have to say yes or no.
See what I
You
mean?
be like, yeah, I can see why.
I can see why
they-
I was
Oh,
there.
did it do the app do its job?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
It's not the church; it's the app.
All right, we'll see next week if the app did its job. Will Eric find love? Church is blind.
Church is blind. This is a good one.
Church is blind. This Sunday going to Glee Church. While my wife goes to a different church. And guess
Yeah.
what? We got fun. See you now. She asked me, did I want the kids to go with me? I was like, no, I don't know where I'm going. Same thing said the church, but not match me with no Kingdom Hall. Come on,
Kingdom
somebody.
Hall, hey.
I mean, it might if you tell them. I don't think Jehovah's Witness in that. You tell them what denomination you want. I said non-denominational, so that's where I was.
I want to go on Saturday. Go ahead.
They might, they might have one. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that is. All right. So we're late, so I'm gonna try to get right to it. Should we? I do want to talk about this.
All right.
Okay.
Because it reminds me a little bit of you.
All right, let's go.
Beyonce.
Okay.
All right. Beyonce. I didn't. Beyonce just came out with an album.
Okay.
I choose. And we all had this conversation. I feel like normally that if Christians don't like something, they should probably just ignore it. Because by not ignoring it, I think you just make it bigger. You just make it bigger. And so that is, I don't know if I feel this way about Beyonce, but long story short, a lot of Christians have Beyonce. It's a very explicit album. Come on, somebody. And are you looking at lyrics?
Yeah.
It's like,
It made your face do that?
and Jason, he don't got no.
I can't wait to hear it. It's like, nah, I'm joking.
It's a very explicit album.
I never heard it.
No, all right. So my surprise is that what I saw in the Church Girl. I thought Church Girl was a safe song because it has church in it. I did. I was like, well, if any song on this album is going to be halfway decent to listen to, it's going to be Church Girl. And when I looked up the lyrics,
Now, Church Girl is actually one of the more tamer songs. Probably one of the most.
it ain't nothing. I thought it was about church.
No,
It has
definitely
nothing
not
to
about
do with
church.
church. I thought it was about. All right, the first two lines or two might be. Oh yeah. Are we gonna read this?
I mean, I'm not. I'm a Christian.
You asked us to look these lyrics up before
I
the
do
show
not
started.
remember that.
So I'm asking, are we going to read these lyrics? What's the point of us? What's the point of us talking about it?
Then the obvious question is, Beyonce. I'm scared because people have a very close attachment to Beyonce.
The Beehive.
The Beehive, and so is this something? I mean, it sounds like a typical question. Maybe it is, but is this something Christians should be listening to? I think I'm not even big on Christians not listening to secular music. I know some people are, but this is kind of.
I think this is probably the realest song out there right now for a lot of.
The one that you just
This-
the
but
church
That's
song.
I think this is
the most PG song of the album.
No, I think it's real, not because of. I think, all right, a lot of people. This is basically a song.
Okay.
And you talking about church girls.
About having one foot in church and another foot in the world.
Okay.
That's what I see this song as. Because what she's describing is exactly what you see a lot of young people out here doing, and maybe some older people too, out here doing. They're in the club. This is what they do in the club. She's just saying it. And the one line on here says, where's it at? I don't know if it's an actual line or it's swimming through the oceans of tears we've cried. You know you got church in the morning, but you're doing God's work. You're going in. She ain't trying to hurt nobody. She's just doing the best she can.
But that God's work is not feeding the poor.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I don't know what God's work
is what she was doing on Saturday.
And then the next line down it says, I'm warning everybody, as soon as I get in this party, I'm going to go off this body. I'm going to love on me. Nobody can judge me, which you hear a lot. I was born free. And then it goes into dropping that thing and other things. So I think that's a lot of real. You see people in the club, and then you see them leading praise and worship.
Right, but I think it praises it.
I agree. It does. It is because we have normalized that activity.
Okay.
I think we've normalized that.
We meaning
Christians. Yeah, that's the activity that we've done. And then when people Look, when you
I go to Glee church. We don't do that at Glee church.
Like, you don't know the Sunday. So I think that's what happens. I'm not saying it's right, but when you're the Christian, right? Let's say you're the Christian and you're a group of friends.
Okay.
And then your friend group goes to the club. You don't say no, you go with them.
But who is that?
That's what happens.
I'm gonna get
exactly
in my really Republican bag here.
I'll go for it. All right.
I'm moving to Texas. Okay. Again, I don't. Whatever. I'm just making trouble.
You drop that thotty. You drop that thotty. That's what you do. Don't hurt nobody.
I don't hang with Christians like that.
Hang with Christians like.
All right. That should be the shirt you wear when you go to your new church.
I don't. that would be a double entendre.
That's exactly that right there is that's your persona. But go ahead.
But I'm saying this idea that it is normal for a believer to go, and I do feel the type of way that, like, earlier this week, I was getting nostalgic and I was listening to Busta Rhymes.
Which song?
Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See. And with that kick, oh my gosh. I had no problem with that. I was like, I did it. What the heck? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not even mad at you for some reason. That bass line is amazing.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
But here's the thing. I switch up when it comes to Beyonce. I'm like, oh. And I wonder, if it is this dynamic of, not that listening to Beyonce is right, but the idea that, like, come on, I do think it's a lot. It's a lot of Christian men, me and one of them, who will be nostalgic and listen to some old 90s hip. It doesn't make me want to shoot somebody, I don't know. But it feels like when it comes to women, we feel like you are dumb and impressionable. You listen to Beyonce, you're going to be out here. You know what I mean? Where if it was me, I can listen to Eminem and I'm like, oh, this is not going to make me want to kill somebody.
I used to think that. When I was younger and I was having these debates with my mom, because I remember, when I think I was, part of me thought I was grown because I had a daughter at 17. So I'm like, I'm a father. You can tell me I'm a parent. You tried to control me. And so my parents were, call them religious. So my dad was a pastor, my mom was first lady, but, just as knowledgeable in the word. And I remember when the D'Angelo Voodoo album came out. That album, How Does It Feel? All of that. My mom, I had the CD in the middle of the ground, and me and my girlfriend at the time was listening to it, and my mom saw the word voodoo, and all of heaven broke loose. I think she grabbed the CD and just crunched it up in her head, just was like, "Hey, no, you ain't gonna be listening." It was just like a lot, and it just made me want to go back and listen to it again. But so looking at that very extreme reaction to it, I understand a little more now, having more understanding of why it could be problematic.
Fred, what do you think? You are the original.
Give you a lyric? You started this, huh?
But I don't know. What do you think, Pastor B?
I don't know. Like you guys both brought up some interesting points. I think. Well, what's the specific question?
Secular
music and Christians, or
first
Beyonce?
of all, do you think it's an issue if Christians are listening to Beyonce? Secondly, do you think it's hypocritical, and why is it that we don't have a much issue as much listening to, let's say, Busta Rhymes? Because, by the way, this is a Christian podcast. We gotta do, not me, because I'm a Christian.
All right.
But Busta Rhymes is pretty incredible. He got a track list that you forget about. But I'm a Christian,
right.
so. But like when it comes to Beyonce, it's like, oh, shame.
Yeah. I do think I'm gonna be honest, be truthful. I think maybe it is hypocritical. When I haven't heard the Beyonce album. I haven't listened to any Beyonce. I'm not a fan. Not because of anything deep. I just never just got into her, so I never really saturated my ears with her music. But I know that was a unique way to say that.
holier than thou.
Go ahead. We know where this is going.
But it's not because I do listen to secular music, and I personally
listen to Bill Evans. I do listen to secular music.
A lovely day.
Sorry, Lord. Sorry, God.
When I wake up in the morning,
I'm a jazz. I'm a jazz head, so I do listen to jazz. But that's not the only secular music I listen to. But in general, I definitely think I'm about to be one of those people. But
Jason messed me up singing "Lovely Day." Just imagine praying, repent. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
watch your.
But I personally, I think it depends on where you are in your walk. I think it depends on where you are, because there was a period of time where I would not listen to any secular music, but it was where I was in my walk. It was where I was. So,
Do you say it was better then, or better now?
What you mean?
Your walk. So when you say it depends on where your walk was.
There was like my understanding of God, my understanding of sin, my understanding of just a lot of different things were in a different place than I am now. Like there's a lot of things that along with secular music that I wasn't doing, that I just, because we grew up in the church, like they can't do X, Y, and Z. So, but anyway, the Beyonce, I know we're trying to stay specific to Beyonce, the explicit, when you said that the explicitness of the lyrics, I think it would be depend. I just, it's hard for me to answer that question without seeing the lyrics.
You think of audio porn. I mean,
is it literal? Is it like are you exaggerating that, or are you?
All right. So what's his name? Allen Parr just did a video on it, and he was going through all the lyrics. I don't think he should have went through the lyrics. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was that
graphic. See, I personally, now that's my line personally. I could listen to secular, but when it gets to that, like if you're saying that it's something that you can't even just recite the words back because it's that explicit, I personally don't listen to something. That would be my line. So yeah, that's me personally. My line is that if it's that explicit.
So you feel like it can be inappropriate, but it's the type of inappropriate. So like is it like if I was killing somebody or shooting somebody or just cussing, as long as I'm not talking sexually?
And again, I this could be hypocritical, but for me, like the killing, I was never into that. So that would be the killing and sexually explicit stuff. That would be
all right. Let me ask. All right, so killing and sexually explicit. All right, so sexually explicit is kind of a given. Yeah. But the killing part, did you watch movies with violence in it?
Oh yes.
So what's the difference there?
Yeah, man.
There's no difference. That's what I'm saying. I'm probably because I from watching stuff, I guess I justify like, this is part of the storyline.
Soundtracks in the movies too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're there for.
So yeah, maybe I am being hypocritical, but I mean, I'm just being honest. Like I'm being that's where I'm at.
So here's my part. Here's another issue I have with I guess what we doing is having this 1 foot in the church, 1 foot in the world situation. And all right, so like R. Kelly, right?
Take some time.
Yeah, you took
no. I'm gonna turn him in. R. Kelly, right?
All right.
Musical genius. Gotta give him that, right?
It's hard for me to give him any.
I know you mad at him. We're all upset at him. But he's a musical genius, right? But look, with all the bad that he did, right? All the secular things, all the music. He came up with one song, and he's in everybody's church.
I used to think
Exactly. I Believe I Can Fly. People was preaching on it. They had the all the things Kanye West does.
Oh, yeah, Kanye.
Right?
He got gospel album of the year.
Before that, he had Jesus Walks.
Oh.
Every step team, everybody
was down here performing it.
Okay. He was everywhere. Every church wanted him to have it, especially when he came out with this album. He's still the same person, but we did that. We didn't just go to the club. We brought them to us and put them on the pedestal and said, we're now you perform the worship song.
Right.
Like, that's a bad thing.
Jesus says yes.
When Jesus said yes, no, that was Michelle Williams.
But Beyonce was.
She was featured on it, yeah. And I guess they did a song together. But I mean, like, we did that.
I guess to me, it reminds me of our conversation about what makes a church, what makes a Christian a Christian. I hate to get into this thing of like who's saved and who's not, and everybody feels like that they are the real Christian in the room. But I mean, we are in a point where Christians, there are a type of Christian, I don't know a better way to say it, that just feels like everything is cool. Like, it is cool if I just do whatever on Saturday. And then, who see themselves in that church girl song and enjoy it. And it's like, and yeah, I don't think that is right. Again, I don't want to go call people not saved, but just like we've been having the conversation, what makes a church? I think, what makes a Christian a Christian? Like, there should be a noticeable difference in our lives. And I think, yeah, I mean, and again, I could be being hypocritical because I was just
realize
give me some more. I was just, but I'm saying the fact that so many people, can you see yourself in Beyonce? I don't know. It's hard to talk about as a dude because I don't, like, Beyonce more so appeals to a certain demographic of women. So there's probably a certain level of strength that they see, that they get from her that I wouldn't get as a man. I mean, for me, sometimes when I listen to music, and there's music that I don't really listen to music, which is interesting at all. Really? Okay. The only thing I really listen to is like chill hop, the
lyricless, instrumentals,
the study beats. So I rarely listen to music. I listen to music at the gym. So, but yeah.
We got any comments? I thought you would finish your statement. Go ahead.
I rarely listen to music at the gym.
Okay. Oh.
And no, I rarely listen to music. So right. I don't know. Now you made me forget what I was saying on that.
My bad.
All right. So I don't know. Let us know your thought. I mean, I think it's wrong.
You think it's wrong?
But no.
I think two things can be wrong. Yeah.
I think that point. That's a good point about watching, because I'm thinking like, because they're both a form of, in a sense, entertainment, like watching.
Absolutely.
I never thought about it, because are you gonna like? Would I stop watching some of my favorite TV shows or movies?
That was my argument.
I probably won't.
That was my argument to my parents. So my dad has a library full of DVDs, VCR, VHSs. When Blockbuster went out of business, he was in there getting all of the old tapes. So there's a ton of videos. I still like watching movies and things of that nature. And for me, I had to find the middle ground, because I was being told not to do something, but I was allowed to do something else that was equally bad. Like, all right, so I could watch murder, violence, killing. I could watch drugs being sold. I could watch all of these things but the only thing I can't watch is sex scenes. But I could listen to cursing in the movie, like all of these things. There was almost, And then there's music in the movies as well. I'm like, I'm intaking all of it. You know, they're there for a reason, but I can't listen to this.
But do you think the medium matters?
That's my argument for my. I don't think so.
I think it does.
You think it
You
matters?
think it matters?
It's just a different form.
I think movies. I don't think there's a lot that's as influential as music.
But music is included in movies. It
I
comes
mean,
with
like instrumental music.
No,
But I'm saying like
you talking about a score. I'm talking about a soundtrack. Movies have lyrics and stuff too. It's an introduction
I mean,
to a lot of stuff, and it actually a lot of times makes you want to go back and get more of it because you have a visual connection to what you're hearing. Versus when you're just listening, sometimes you don't have that visual connection. You know what you felt when you saw it as well.
I mean, maybe I've not been that connected to music soundtrack. Maybe the Black Panther soundtrack, fire. But music is a lot more influential than and throughout time because I think music has been a way to tell stories where film is a medium. To tell stories, but it's a more entertainment base. Like you'll hear a song, and this is why people listen to music in the gym, or they listen to music. You'll hear a song and it'll make you want to go out. You'll hear a song and it'll make you be like, "Yo, not want to fight somebody, but you know what? Like there are a few things that are as influential as music, but it's the reason why Christian movies are so bad. The same context
Because what the soundtrack is horrible.
I mean, no, it's
just
because
bad?
music influences you a lot more than
I agree. Music
visual films.
I agree that music is incredibly powerful in and of itself. It's some people would consider music magic, like a form of magic. Excuse me, but I'm not saying I agree with you. My argument, because I just wanted to argue, I guess, with my folks, is that
Back then,
yeah.
Well,
you know.
Wow.
So my issue was that I felt like they were picking and choosing what I could and couldn't consume. Like for me, is like, you know, correct him too. Correct my dad. Like don't tell me not to smoke what you smoke type of thing. Like you're consuming something that's not wholesome either. Yeah. So my issue was that it was like there wasn't a consistency. So I
mean I just think music, man. Like you listen to a song, and it will change.
I think watching something can maybe I'm reflecting. Maybe it doesn't have as deep as an impact. So you're not saying it doesn't have any impact. I believe a movie or a TV show can have an impact on you.
I think it definitely can.
Not as deep as as music. I agree with that, but I think it has an impact enough that you do have to still monitor. Maybe that you're not saying this, but you still have to be aware of what you intake. You do. I mean, definitely this day and age. In this day and age,
yes,
because this day and age is different. Like what they're putting in TV shows now. Like I'm not gonna get into that. That's gonna be a rabbit hole.
I think it's the same stuff.
But no, let's say like
well, I used to watch when I was younger. Like it was like you wouldn't let your kids watch. I watch movies, so TV shows and movies are different. You know.
Yeah.
So I guess the TV shows reflect more so what happens in movies now. You know, with the ratings, what they allow, what they don't allow. Obviously, TV used to be way like GG.
You know, I mean,
people didn't even sleep in the same bed or kiss or say certain words. So,
I think TV maybe can be influential, but if we're dealing with a medium like TV or a series, but like if you take the reverse, excuse me, you take the reverse and you take Christian music's influence, ability to influence, and then Christian films. Like it's people who don't love God who will listen to Oceans and like that joint. But ain't nobody ever watched Facing the Giants and be like, my bad. Facing Giants is a good movie, but you know what I mean. But Christians love the prayer room, but Y'all love that movie.
Yeah, I never seen it.
Fred, you definitely love the prayer room. You talked about it on the
That's
podcast.
Sicily
You was
type?
fired up. Fred came in speaking in tongues.
No, I did, but I did like it. But that's all. That's all.
But that's
camera.
like a
We talk about
Christian movie. If maybe somebody who's not saved may see it and be like, "Oh wow, this touched me."
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to. All right, before we go to the chat, I do want to shout out Christian music because it's been more influential recently than ever before.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure who's doing what, but it's definitely.
But no. Wait a minute. But how? Where? Who?
Maverick City, man.
Oh,
That's a monster.
Bless me, bless
Don't
me,
get him
bless
started.
me.
And Kirk
I
Franklin.
like that song.
That's Kirk Franklin, I think, and that's the duo. But I think they've been
hilarious.
making moves, globally. Like they're making an impact. And I don't think one group per se has made, outside of maybe Kirk Franklin or Mary, has made a huge impact and made that crossover.
Maverick City is doing it.
Hey man, shout out to Maverick City. Not even gonna hate on them like Jason's trying to do. All right, let's go to the comments. MC Word says, my issue is if we focus so much on where we should be different from the world, what draws others to Christ? I'll become all things to men so that I may win some. Yeah, I think that's the scripture that.
That also has a limit.
Yeah, I think. Let me read it again.
Yeah.
My issue is that if we focus so much on where we should be different from the world, what draws others to Christ? I become all things. Yeah, I guess I would be interested in having a conversation about what that means. I think that gets whatever. I feel like it's more, and this may be what you're saying, how he communicated. So with the Greeks, he was able to communicate in the way that the Greeks understood. And with the
Speaking
Jews,
about Paul,
he was able to communicate in the way that the Jews understood. I don't think he participated in the same practices or even the same, places. I don't think he was up at the orgies like, hey, let's talk about Jesus. But and again, I know that's not what you're saying, but I do think like there is a certain smugness that Christians do have, but there should be a difference. You should be able to tell.
for sure.
I think the only thing the world can offer is a dumbed down version of what God intended for us to have. Like they offer a sense of security, a false sense of love, a false sense of hope, where it's just either a perverted version of it or a mediocre version of it. And I think that we are supposed to be light bearers in that what we carry the authentic version or expression of Christ in the earth. And we just don't do a great job at it all the time. And I think that it's like when it's like tasting, if your mom could cook or grandma could cook or whoever could cook, it's like tasting Popeyes and then tasting her chicken. Like, there's a difference if whatever Like there's a
like tasting a real pizza and then tasting a Mexican.
This guy, like it's an imitation.
Yeah.
It's like imitation crab meat is not crab meat.
Yeah.
It looks similar, it has a similar, like it does its best to do it, but nothing beats the presence of God.
No.
Yes.
But that,
go ahead.
Go for it.
I think I'm thinking this through. This may be off, so tell me if it's off. Because I'm still thinking it through right now. But I think part of it is like we church tradition, people that came before us. I think we kind of not helping the situation as far as like for example, when we was coming up, like playing cards, that is the.
I couldn't even play cards when I was younger.
Yeah. So, but that was something that was just promoted. Like, if you play cards, you're a sinner or you have this. And I think just like blending all that, I think it just kind of, I don't know, just to me, just brings more confusion to the situation that we're trying, like as far as like set apart and looking different. Like what is that? Is it not playing cards? Like we grow up with that tradition of just like, oh, playing cards is like so I as a kid I used to see people playing cards and I used to think like, man, those are some really sinful people. You know, like
your house. I don't want to even know your house was strict.
Well,
y'all couldn't even watch color television.
No, like we had when we grew up, like we had my father wasn't that big on cards, but like there were certain things that, from a traditional standpoint, that I know that he learned from his church and the church he grew up, and like it was, as you get older, you be like, wow, like a lot of that stuff is not even deep, it's not even biblical, it's not even sin. So I don't know, we did a great job as like helping this confusion of like what does setting apart, like what does that, I mean, there's some obvious things of what it looks like, but I think we still have this thing that a lot of religious things that says like, hey, it looks like this, and I think that's what makes it confusing.
Pops is now holding space tournaments every Saturday in the basement, so he made a full conversion. But I think that I think we're asking why a lot more in this generation, where I don't know if they asked why so much.
Right, yeah.
Like we weren't allowed to ask why.
Yeah, we got a whole podcast about asking why.
Yeah, so
that's true.
I think that's a big difference and big distinction between maybe the generation before us and where we are now. We're asking why. Our children are allowed to ask why now. And they're getting answers, they're getting understanding earlier. And I wonder, I mean, if we look a few generations before them, like maybe 3 generations ahead of them, maybe our great-great-grandparents, asking why or how come could be life and death. So it's interesting.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll say that. All right, let's go back to the comments here.
Thanks, Ralph, for your comment.
Pastor Jay, can you take this one from Saints and Ain't?
Saints and Ain't, shout out. Thank you, sir, for joining. Yes. I think a lot of secular rap is like, this is what I do and what I will do. Kill, sell drugs, disrespect women. Promoting, endorsing that lifestyle. I don't believe a film does the same. You don't think films endorse, all right? So films such as Boys in the Hood, menace to society, show a gangster lifestyle, but also the downside of friends being killed, etc., going on to prison.
That's actually a fair point. So you're saying films tell a more complete story.
They could, yes, they can.
I mean, a good film, like you take one that even as violent as Boys in the Hood, that tells a more complete story than.
So here's what I think that's an excellent point. Thank you for sharing it, thinking that through. That's great thought and point. So the thing is that something is being glorified, right? Whatever it is, something's being glorified. And let's look at every bank robber who's in prison right now. There's a lot of them. A lot of thieves, a lot of robbers in prison. No matter how many people were in prison before them, they all thought the same thing. I can get away with it. So whether it glorifies, it shows a version of it. Like someone's successful, someone has money, someone has jewelry, someone has women, someone has cars. And when you glorify certain lifestyles or see it enough times, and then you see your face or a person that looks like you doing it, it has some influence in it. I think that it makes a young person think like, how can I do that? Or how can I be? And maybe get away with it. Who knows? Go for it.
It does have influence. Yeah. But I'm saying like music has so much influence that a film is not as influential without having music in it.
I agree, 100%.
So I'm saying like if you can, and that's just in most cases, just the instrumental.
Right.
So when you can combine, I mean, music, I just think that's the way that God made it. It like that music, there's something about, and even through time, people told stories through like the medium of film is fairly new versus where music is a way where people have communicated important information through time upon time, and so
Yeah.
I do think film is influential and impactful. Definitely documentaries because I want to work this documentary about the church, but I do think
What did you
music.
just say? He like ran through that, especially documentaries because
No, I'm saying especially documentaries. I'm working. I'm not working on, but I am planning on doing a documentary about the church.
all right,
But
look out for that.
I think
2023.
maybe a little later. But music is definitely way more.
Mm.
Yeah, I think way more. Influential. All right, let's continue on here.
Okay.
Trina says,
Mavericks.
City made me literally stop
Bro,
on it and listen.
I think they're great.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
He don't
Friends-
like Maverick City.
I like Maverick City.
He's a
Bless
hater.
me, bless me, bless me, God indeed.
You don't like Mavericks.
I love Maverick City.
Maverick City.
My favorite Maverick
What about
City
the
song-
joint was? I was on Grandpa's farm. That one.
That was Elevation Church.
They all
But
the
they
same.
got better when they was hanging around with Elevation. But I like Maverick City,
Mm.
and I like He's a Jealous God. Come on now.
He sees himself in a lot of the songs he sings.
I thought it was fire. Bless you, bless you, bless you, God indeed. All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
That's his rebuttal, I believe.
Can we not engage culture?
Can we not engage culture without engaging? Can you engage culture
Without
engaging
encountering
sin? Engaging sin.
What you mean?
What's engaging? What
So
you think
I didn't.
engaging means?
So
No,
if you
said
get
it.
there,
Look,
I think he's saying, I'm trying. You can. If you're still listening,
let us know.
I think he's trying to separate. Like, what is culture? What are you defining culture as? Is it possible to engage? Rather, yep, didn't help. Sorry, we gotta go for another.
Let us know.
I think
unpack that
he's
some more
trying
for us.
to. Yeah, if you're there, keep going. But
I think maybe you're saying like you can't avoid.
you
sin.
can avoid.
You can't
avoid sin.
avoid sin without if you're gonna engage
Because
culture.
his comment was also that he can be of the world. No, he didn't use that one. What was the other one? He used the reference with Paul. We were talking
I
about.
became all things.
I
All
became-
men.
Yeah,
all
so
men.
that's also he became all things. So I think he's putting those two together. Can you engage a culture or worldly culture without engaging sin?
We're gonna come back to that one.
Okay.
Unpack that some more.
I think
for us.
that's a good question. It sounds like you're on the right track. I think we're having difficulty.
But didn't they prove a long time ago that rap music doesn't influence crime? People have their own thoughts and impulses. I don't
know.
rap music initiates crime. I don't think that people like listen to a rap song and then
I
like
think
I'm a rob a bank.
I think all right. So I think that you can see that music influences emotions, not necessarily behavior, but you can it can definitely, like, you can hear, like, music inspires certain emotions. I think that certain music tones, like, there's a science behind it all.
Yeah.
And they know that if they want to have a person emote anger, that they can do it behind a certain wavelength, a certain beat, and just have the right lyrics behind it, and you'll be upset a little bit. And you don't even sell drugs. You be in the middle of the suburbs. Go ahead.
I think the two are the same though. I think music inspires but doesn't influence. I mean, I think inspiration is influence. Like it again, I don't think it initiates. Like I don't think someone goes from being like whatever, and I just listen to the song. But no, because even growing up as a Christian, I mean, I definitely remember a big part of growth was when new believers started changing what they were listening to, and music would be
one of those first things.
One of those things, because I mean, it's it's like one of those things that God did. I don't fully even know how to explain it, but I agree, music does inspire. But I think that that inspiration is influence. And like, it's just, something about it. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree, and yeah, I agree. But then again, like Eminem is one of my favorite rappers.
He is.
I've never listened to Eminem and wanted to do anything remotely close.
Yama dama ding dong dama da- I don't want to do anything either when I hear that.
I've never listened to Eminem and wanted to do anything remotely close to, but I acknowledge that that's not good for my spirit to listen.
Is there anything you listen to that you wouldn't let your kids listen to?
I don't listen to music.
Like
now.
if you remove even the curse words.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't. What you mean? When I do, now I don't listen to music now. It has to be which
You just listen to Busta Rhymes.
But I'm saying it has to be a very specific situation. So I use music right now in my life as a utility.
A utility.
So if I'm studying, if I'm feeling nostalgic, I think I ran across something came up that somebody was playing that song, and then that was Busta Rhymes was the first secular artist I ever listened to. I was listening to oldies, the first secular rap artist. That album, I was listening to Oldies 100. I was like in the 8th grade listening to
great
Bully's Valentine.
Great station, by the way.
Yeah, I love that station. That's all I used to listen to. And then my friend, shout out to Kev Crank Lucas, he put me on the Busta Rhymes. And then I listened to.
He's a Christian rapper, right? Or used to be.
Who?
Crank Lucas.
Crank Lucas, now he's like a social media.
Okay.
Stuff. He does like the old rap versus new rap videos.
Okay.
But he put me on the Busta Rhymes, and then from there, so when I heard and that "Put Your Hands on My Eyes Can See" was the first Busta Rhymes song I heard.
He also had the best visuals for his music.
It was crazy, but yeah, and it brought me down that road of nostalgia. So I rarely listen to I listened to Kendrick Lamar's new album.
You listen to the new
Out of Curiosity.
Okay,
Was it good?
And so I thought it was fantastic. But I thought it was fantastic. Haven't listened to it again. It's just for me. I'm just not. I use music as a. I mean, so when you say, is there anything that there's probably some stuff that I would even listen to in a utility that I wouldn't let my kids.
But you agree that that's why I think that you won't listen to Busta Rhymes while you're studying.
No, it distracts me.
It's something happens when you listen to it.
Yeah.
You can't focus on it.
Yeah.
And so it does something to you emotionally, or it does something to you.
Okay, this is a sideways question.
Go for it.
Still attached.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about this, so I'm about to get real meta, real Joe Rogan. Do you think? Because again, and I'm not trying to be woke, but I really feel like this is the case. I do think sometimes we treat women like they're dumb and impressionable. And it's always this thing of protecting women and children. And I think back in the day, it was a physical protection that a man had to supply for his family.
Okay.
Because, what I mean? It's we out here in cave times or even Bible times. I don't know if their concern was there was no internet, you know what I mean? It wasn't the influence of whatever. So it's most of the protection that a man provided was a physical or a provisional protection.
Okay.
I feel like we have subconsciously traded that to an everything protection. I do think you do have the onus to kind of be a facilitator and overall kind of covering for your household. But I think sometimes we treat women, since we're having this conversation about Beyonce, like they're stupid. Because what I'm seeing is all these men coming out telling women, make sure you don't listen to Beyonce. Which I think they would probably have the agency to discern that themselves. I don't think no one's going to be like, wow, thank you, because I was just getting ready to.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I also want to say, I haven't really paid attention to it. You seem to really
I'm
been
out
on
here in these streets.
Beyonce train when I came in. Yeah. Everything but the snap. Oh, that I don't know what that was, but
we should edit that.
What
and
we
then just
need,
keep that
we
on
need
loop,
that.
Yes,
Whatever that is,
that is hilarious.
that needs to stop. But we also need a clip of it.
Done.
That's crazy.
See that.
But what you say?
Yo, it does nothing matters even anymore.
Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, I haven't got that deep into to that because when you brought up the Beyonce thing, my mind didn't even go to women and
Same here.
that. My mind didn't even go there.
I don't even like. She's not on my radar.
But that's the thing. Like, is there a need for people, in particular men,
I don't
to
think,
rise up and to warn the world against the dangers of Beyonce?
So for me, I know that there are a lot of women who love Beyonce, right?
Right.
But I think I have listened to some of her music too, so I didn't see it as a man female thing, even though
You're a strong black woman.
even though she does have a large majority women.
Yeah.
But a lot of her songs are just good. Cause I mean I like music, so I've listened to a lot of them, and I didn't feel like this was made for women per se. That's me.
Let's look at some Beyonce lyrics.
No, let's not.
What you about to say, right?
Don't look at no lyrics.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I just never really thought of.
I'll look them up.
Context that
can
you're
get the,
talking about.
joint.
All right.
What do you want to listen to or look at? What song? Some of the new joints.
Yeah.
I haven't heard none of the new ones.
All right. Well, let's
No,
say
I'm not saying that she doesn't have songs that are. She's writing from her own perspective a lot of times. So I'm not saying that it won't. Like, if I was a songwriter, I wouldn't say boy this. I would say girl, because it would be, I'm the guy. But a lot of times when we hear these songs and we listen to them, we think they're good. We just change it. Like, we listen to Luther, and we know he's talking about a girl. We think he is, but Luther has some crazy. Come on, he's a legend. Patti LaBelle, we know.
I didn't know he did a lot of covers though.
Like, there are greats who talk about, and they're just good songs. But anyway, go for it. Where we at?
I mean, you guys let us know what you think. We got Beyonce. I mean, this is my benediction. Bringing this to a close.
Okay.
It's pretty bad though.
The lyrics,
like
it must be really bad.
There's certain.
You're not gonna be happy till we read something.
I ain't gonna read it up because I was like, man, I should call them. But like, I think
what?
Huh? I think, but that's the other question. Is it okay to listen? Is it okay in the context? Can married people listen to Beyonce?
Bro, when I have my time with my wife, she's listening. I turn on Busta Rhymes. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Give me some more.
Give me some more. Nah, I don't. Listen, TD Jakes has a great love album.
Now, what's the difference between Beyonce and TD Jakes?
Baby, I don't know. TD Jakes does have a love album. It's an old one. It's terrible.
No.
I think Fred Hammond also has.
Oh yeah.
He did one.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't turn on Fred Hammond.
Then they gonna bring up the Song of Solomon.
We adults. We don't do that no more. You do it when you can. You want noise? Turn the fan on. Make sure the kids are occupied. Turn the exhaust fan on in the bathroom.
But I mean, do you think it's okay for married
people
to listen to Beyonce? Just like, is we married?
That's a good question.
I don't know, man. I didn't have the paid version of Amazon one time, and the O'Reilly's commercial came on. I was done. I gotta pay for the premiums. I can't do the commercials.
Okay.
O'Reilly's. Nothing will get you out
I got you.
of the mood.
MC Word says Isaac Korea is a good love song.
Oh, he has one. The one for her. That one's good.
What is it?
But
is it like a love song or love time song?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Nah, it's like you can get down to that one.
That's weird.
Isaac Curry.
That's like
because it's not. That was a good one. I don't know about all
I
of
haven't
them.
heard it.
Oh, he said he has a good love song. Yeah, that one's a good one. Yeah, Isaac Curry. We not gonna play that.
yeah, we done.
Nah, we got 2 dudes in there playing Isaac Curry. You already did like 3 hip rolls.
Okay. That's,
Yeah,
right. So
good one.
the
bro.
point of this conversation is that Beyonce is like TD.
What?
They got the same lyrical content.
So what? Okay,
Christians don't
You
do well.
can't break my soul. Huh?
TDJ.
can't
You
break
just joking? All right.
You know, the first 3 minutes it has her speaking in tongues.
Oh, okay. Can you make love to your wife while listening to gospel music? Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can't.
Is that which lyrics is that?
Break my soul.
Oh, let's break it down. All right, now. All right, we're gonna close with this. All right, give us a quick second. I'm gonna look up
What's the
a TD Jakes lyric, okay? And I'm gonna look up a Beyonce lyric.
TD Jakes
The
love
Love album.
I told you.
That was kind of shocking.
TD Jakes.
So I never heard. I know of the album. I never heard any tracks from this TD Jakes Love album.
All right, we're gonna look up a TD Jakes Love album lyric. And then we're gonna look up a Beyonce lyric.
Right,
okay? And then you guys have to guess: is this TD Jakes or is this Beyonce?
All right.
All right. You find TD Jakes. I'm gonna
I
find
got
Beyonce.
it right here.
All right. So
Okay, we're doing this for
Okay.
Hey, this joint about to get real. Hey.
So is this TD Jakes or is this Beyonce?
Oh, Jakes, brother, why?
Okay, hold on.
Man.
So we don't know who Jason got, right?
I got TD.
Hold on. We gotta figure out.
You just said
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Y'all both I was trying to help y'all out.
So Fred don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
All right, I'll switch it up.
Okay, hold on.
I have no idea. I never heard any of the albums.
Okay, here we
Trust me.
go.
Here we go.
Album lyrics. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second, Fred.
Mhm.
Fred, can you talk to the people while we look this up?
All right. So while they looking it
Let's
up,
put Fred on the spot.
yeah, I never thought to type in TD Jakes album. Was the intent for like just to make love songs? That's what was like. What was the purpose behind it? Y'all don't know. Y'all distracted. But but no, I think it was Saints and Ain't's question. Like, no, I don't listen to gospel music when I'm spending time with my wife. I do not.
All right, I think I'm ready.
You ready? All right, I'm ready.
How do we do this?
Jason, you look stressed.
Jason really into this TD Jakes Love album.
Babe, when we get home. What was that?
That was my TD Jakes voice.
That was a show.
Don't do that.
All right.
Okay. You ever wondered?
Okay, how do we do this? Somebody help us out. How do we do this in a way?
One of y'all read
and
the
the people watching?
We just comparing. All right. Because I think this is going to be pretty obvious, personally.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's TD Jakes and Beyonce. All right,
No, it's gonna be. Okay, go ahead. What's the TD Jakes lyric?
All right. So
we not guessing.
yeah, because
Oh.
you just said it.
Oh my goodness.
What? No, you said not the guess. Are we guessing?
Nah, we not
Let's
guessing.
guess.
We not
No,
guessing.
it's too late
There's
now.
no guessing.
There's
no
Let's
guessing.
Okay.
I really wanted to try to guess it.
Yeah.
Okay, let Fred guess.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's
You
too
just
late.
ruined it.
Wait. Okay, we switch.
All right. So yeah, there.
Okay, you send it to me.
Are they still there?
Yeah, it's still here.
Nah, are the people still there with this?
We here. We ready. We trying to
laughing.
figure out. Ed. Oh, you
All right,
know you
my
can
bad.
sit. All right.
All right. It says, "Satin sheets to lie on." I'm gonna read it to you and look in your eyes.
No, please.
Satin pillows to cry on.
Okay.
Still not happy, don't you see?
TD Jakes.
Okay.
Big long Cadillacs.
Okay.
Tailor-made on my back.
Beyonce.
Cadillacs on his back.
Still, I want you to set me free.
Cadillacs on his back.
Big long Cadillacs. All right, that's all I'm gonna give you.
That's Beyonce.
All
I
right.
first thought it was TD
Oh,
Jakes.
Right.
I thought that was T.D. Jakes.
All right, there you go.
Oh no, I'm confused. This is the worst game. All right, I got it.
That's
Okay.
Beyonce. When you said the Cadillacs on the back, then I was.
All right, this is T.D. Jakes or Beyonce. Here we go. Okay. All right, no, I got it. All right, here we go. All right. All right, here we go. I just lost the lyric. Hold on, here we go. All right, here we go.
All right.
I want to go missing. I need a prescription. I want to go higher. Can I sit on top of you?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
oh man.
Is it T.D. Jakes? Oh, Beyonce. I'm sorry. We're back. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. We're back. We're here. We didn't go nowhere. Okay.
Oh man.
Holy moly. Get it together. I lost my glasses. I can't see. Okay, it's fine. All right, right there. All right.
That was TD Jakes. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
That was hilarious.
Is it TD Jakes? Oh, Beyonce. Okay. Okay, I think that's all right. That's a great day, guys. Oh my gosh. The Trying to Make podcast. Honestly, necessary conversation might not be having this local Sunday on service. I guess we'll just leave that mystery.
In the show.
We'll leave that as a mystery. If that was
Just
T.D.
leave
Jakes
In
or
the show.
Beyonce.
We won't even.
Okay.
Drop it in the chat.
We love you guys. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Okay, just quote some lyrics here. Be careful what you listen to. I don't know. All right, we gotta go. We love you guys. Peace and blessings. All right. Let me find this button without any further ado. Give me a second. Ouch, I lost my glasses. I can't see. We at.